The best revenge isn't posting about how happy you are without them. It's not showing them what they're missing. It's becoming someone they wouldn't recognize. When people walk away from you, your job isn't to make them regret it immediately. Your job is to disappear so completely into your own evolution that when they look back, they don't even recognize the person they left. Here's how you actually make people regret losing you. First, you stop giving them access to your life. Block them. Unfollow them. Delete their number. Not because you're angry, but because they no longer get to witness what you're building. People regret losing you when they realize they can't see what you've become. If you keep them around as spectators, they get to watch you grow without experiencing any loss. The regret comes from wondering, not knowing. So you remove the window. You make your progress invisible to them. Second, you focus every ounce of energy on becoming better. Not for them. For you. You hit the gym. You work on your career. You learn new skills. You read more. You invest in yourself like you're your own billion-dollar company. And here's the thing, when people see you months or years later and you're physically different, professionally advanced, mentally sharper, they feel the loss. Because the person they left no longer exists. And the person you've become wouldn't have been available to them anyway. Third, you stop talking about them. No venting to mutual friends. No social media posts about moving on. No subtle digs or indirect messages. You go completely silent. Because when you talk about someone, you're still giving them power. You're still making them relevant. The moment you stop mentioning them, you erase their significance from your narrative. And when mutual friends tell them you never bring them up, that hits different than any insult could. Fourth, you replace them completely. New friends. New experiences. New places. New routines. Everything that reminded you of them gets swapped out for something better. And you make sure you're genuinely enjoying it, not performing happiness. Because fake moving on is obvious. Real moving on is when you're so locked into your new reality that the old one feels like a previous lifetime. They'll hear through the grapevine that you're thriving, and it'll hurt because you did it without them. Fifth, you become indifferent. Not cold. Not bitter. Indifferent. If you run into them, you're polite but distant. No emotional reaction. No lingering eye contact. No, how have you been? Small talk. You treat them the same way you'd treat someone you sat next to on a bus once. Pleasant. Forgettable. And that indifference will haunt them more than anger ever could. Because anger means you still care. Indifference means you've moved on so far that they're irrelevant. Sixth, you date someone better. Not to make them jealous. But because you've leveled up and you're now attracting people who match your new energy. And when they see you with someone who's more attractive, more successful, more compatible, the regret sets in. Because it confirms what they were afraid of. You weren't the problem. They were. And you've proven it by attracting better. Seventh, you succeed publicly. You get the promotion. You launch the business. You hit the goal. You win the award. Whatever success looks like for you, you achieve it. And you don't hide it. You let the world see it. Not to brag, but because your success is proof that losing them wasn't a setback. It was a setup. And when they see you winning without them, they realize they were never necessary for your success. They were actually slowing you down. Eighth, you don't take them back. If they come back apologizing, wanting another chance, you politely decline. Not out of spite, but because you've outgrown them. The version of you that wanted them doesn't exist anymore. And the version of you that exists now has standards they can't meet. That final rejection is when the regret becomes permanent. Because they realize they had their shot and they wasted it. The truth is, making people regret losing you isn't about revenge. It's about becoming so good that losing you becomes the biggest mistake they ever made. And the beauty of it is, by the time they feel that regret, you won't care anymore. Because you'll be too busy living a life they can't access. Subscribe for more.